Alright, what's going on, guys? My name is Veritas and welcome back to Destiny. Now, I just got tail end of watching the fucking Rise of Iron reveal stream on Bungie's Twitch account, things like that. So they revealed some things. They pretty much just explained some stuff that we'd already seen in the trailer so far. They showed us, they gave us the official release of the trailer. We learned about things, something like Fellwinter's Peak. There's like a cut in half mountain that the Iron Lords used to use to watch over the wall, and hundreds of years ago they sealed this war mine named Siva away like a technological plague, and the Fallen burrowed their way in to this technological plague, and they unleashed Siva, and now there's like Fallen Splicers that are like half machine, half Fallen nonsense, and it looks like there's an Archon or a Kel called the Mechanist who's like running the show and like working with Siva and the Fallen, and they're like building up this area called the Plaguelands, which is an area behind the wall in the Cosmodrome that's just infested with a bunch of Fallen nonsense and a bunch of Siva nonsense. It looks pretty insane. The new social space is going to be Fellwinter's Peak. And like I said, it's a mountaintop thing. There's a mausoleum up there erected with all the Iron Lord statues and stuff like that. And as you traverse the treacherous mountain trail, you build up this social space. So it's kind of like a disheveled area that's like a blank slate. And then you build up a social space as you do missions and things like that. There's also a quest line, evidently, to create a Gjallarhorn. They talked about that a little bit. You are going to be given a quest that you wander around and you collect the armor of fallen Iron Lords, and you craft and forge your own Gjallarhorn. And there's a pre-order bonus for the Rise of Iron. If you pre-order Rise of Iron, you unlock essentially a inverted Gjallarhorn skin. You get a silver and black Gjallarhorn, whereas the other one was white and gold. This one will be black and silver. So what was white is black, what was gold is now silver. It functions the same way, but it will just cosmetically look different. But everyone has access to the quest line to forge a Gjallarhorn, but only those that pre-order have access to the black and silver one, and it's called the Iron Gjallarhorn. So that'll be interesting. I really am looking forward to that. I want to know what it does. I want to know if it's exotic. I want to know if it retains all the perks it had before, if they rebalanced it, things like that. I'm not sure. Because I feel like if you had, a Weapons of Light Defender Titan and, a Tether Hunter, and you just had everyone with Gjallarhorns, you could probably burn through a lot of bosses. So I wonder how they tweaked that. Or maybe they gave a bunch of people, maybe they made all of, like, maybe they made all the enemies in Rise of Iron have, like, increased, blast resistance or something. They tweaked it so it wasn't super effective, but it was still effective enough to be worth your time. I hope that quest line takes a while. I hope it's a multi-step, multi-stage thing, like each of like the Iron Lords is like their own section. You have to like go and like do a bunch of shit and like learn the lore behind them while you're doing it. Like say Yolder, she was one of the Iron Lords, and you have to go and like do like a bunch of missions and find out about her past and string her thing together and yada yada, and at the very end you collected enough pieces to find out where she was, and it's kind of like a mystery thing. And you do that with like all of the Iron Lords, I think there's 9 of them. You do all of that, then you get a Yaller. Like I want it to be a end game multi-hour long process. Not something that you can do like the first day unless you have like 10 hours to spare. I want it to be a long thing. So working off of that, we found out Lord Saladin's a black man. That's interesting. That big axe, don't ever lie. Things like that. That PV penis is big enough for all of us or something. I don't know. The Twitch chat's weird. The internet's weird. But anyway, so Lord Saladin and his wolf pack are patrolling the walls. The only surviving Iron Lord of the original 9, ? Now that the wall's broken and the fallen devil Splicers are pouring into the Cosmodrome, he recruits the Guardians, who he's been training with the Iron Banner for all these months and years in the past of Destiny. And now we're called to action to go and help defend the wall in the Cosmodrome from this Siva virus, this plague, this technological plague thing. Pretty interesting. Pretty good shit. Crucible's also getting a new mode and some new features. People are seeing features as a new wording, and they're thinking that's probably private matches or custom matches. I'm more interested in the storyline. There's a lot more cinematic stuff that they were talking about. And apparently there's like, what would you call it? The Koshtov. Apparently they're bringing back the Kashtav. There's some images that they showed in some video stills you can find around online of a gun that looks like the Kashtav, and people are wondering why exactly that's in someone's hands if it's in the new DLC. People are thinking maybe there's a quest to make that an exotic primary or something like that. I hope so. Kashtav's a good gun. It's interesting. It's the only unique weapon in the entire game. Really, like a truly unique gun. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they have in store for us. They're going to reveal more as time goes on. This is coming out on September 20th for $30. So for $30 you can pre-order it, or whatever the pre-order cost is. It comes out on September 20th. I think there are physical and digital copies. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think you can pre-order right now, but I know that the price is out there. I don't know if they have the pre-orders available as of just this moment, so I don't know if that's actually a possible thing to do. But it is going to be for $30, and it's going to be a huge fucking thing. The other big important hot button issue is it's only for current generation consoles, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So far, there's nothing exclusive for PlayStation. I kind of hope that they've moved away from that. I think Sony's contract with them is actually up, if I'm not mistaken. I probably am. But it's only current gen consoles, so if you have an Xbox 360 or a PlayStation 3, you can't get Rise of Iron. But they did mention that they were going to tell us later down the line as the summer progresses, as it gets close to September 20th, that they will provide you ways, quote unquote, provide you ways to upgrade your hardware with them. I'm calling a Destiny Xbox One and PlayStation 4 console. You know, like one stylized. I'm calling that maybe a bundle. You know, with Destiny and all the way up to Rise of Iron DLC, bundled with a console that's got, like, you know, graphics of Destiny and Iron Lords and stuff on it. I don't know. I hope so. If there is a new Xbox One console bundle, I'll probably be buying it. My Xbox One is a Day 1 edition, which means it's got all the extra hardware being used up for the Kinect that I never use. You know, the non-early versions are like, what, 20-something% stronger than, or 20-something% weaker than, like, the new versions of them. So if there's a new Xbox One console, I'll definitely be buying a new one, just for the sake of having, like, the latest and greatest in terms of Xbox. But I'm super excited. I'm, like, super excited. The reveal stream actually wasn't as exciting as the leaked ad, the leaked trailer that came out early this morning, that they then showed in the reveal stream. The trailer for Rise of Iron actually was leaked very early this morning, about 6 a.m., and then the reveal stream came out at, 1. So I was actually more excited about that, because I got more from that than I did from the reveal stream, aside from, the price and things like that. And they confirm and or denied some things that the community had been screaming about. But it's super exciting, super exciting. Looking forward to that. They're going to be at E3 talking about some stuff, and they'll be revealing more things, more secrets as we go down the line. There's going to be a new raid, things like that. I'm really interested to see where they go with this rampant technological plague thing. That really is like strumming all the strings in my brain of like the perfect thing. If you don't know, I'm someone who personally has a thing for technology. I have an attraction to the idea of like splicing with technology and artificial intelligence, and I'm someone who really likes GLaDOS from Portal. Like the idea of a hyper intelligent AI that has control of like areas of the world is like very attractive to me, and not in like a sexual way, but like an interesting, like it scratches an itch I have in terms of like, some people like fantasy, some people like sci-fi, some people like, romance, everybody has, like a superhero movie. My thing is I love technological evil. I don't know why, but I do. Like the Vex are a very interesting point for me, because it's time-space nonsense, it's temporal, it's spatial, and then it's, technology that's evil and artificial intelligence. I love that shit. So I'm super interested to see what this technological plague is with Siva and the Fallen. I really want to get my hands on this and play it, but I'm very excited to see what they have to reveal to us in the coming months, the next 3 months until it's released on September 20th for $30, as I said, on current gen consoles only. That also means that they're not limited by the system memory anymore. They're not limited by like the 512 megabytes or whatever that the Xbox 360 had, and then they're more in tune with the 8 gigs that the Xbox One has or something. It's not hard drive space, but it's processor memory. You know, games have been hitting walls like that for years now. You know, technology has to advance, and then you have to work with it. You know, if you have like imagine having a computer or anything that was limited at like step 2. And you couldn't make anything bigger than like step 2. And then all of a sudden a thing came out. It's like, hey, we can get to step 12. And you're like, okay, so you start developing things for the thing that does step 2 and step 12. And it's like the thing on this thing on the machine that goes to step 12 can never look better than the step 2 thing because you can't develop for both of them. And now that we're leaving that behind, we have all this ability to have like weather effects and shit, you know, and all this fanciful stuff. But the infrastructure for Destiny's code and its programming is really, really messy. I talked about this a long time ago in a video. I don't remember which one it was, but I discussed how the infrastructure and the coding for Destiny it's all done from scratch. It's unrefined. You know, it's a lot of extra shit because it's never been done before. There was no like copy paste. There was no previous code that they could have used for this world universe the way they wrote it. So it's a lot of unrefined mess, you know, and as Destiny moves on, and I think when Destiny 2 comes out and they have like a full, actual, standalone next or current generation release that isn't, you know, tied in some ways to past generation, because currently Destiny 1 is built on an engine, built with the code, built on an infrastructure that works with old and current gen. Even though this DLC is only current gen, it's still running in an engine and in connection with stuff that's still tied to that old software, that old hardware. So when they get a full, fresh release and they can, you know, if they can refine it and break away and rewrite the infrastructure from the ground up for Destiny 2, the game will be gorgeous, it'll run wonderfully, it'll be a much better experience. But until we can get to Destiny 2, we have to go to Rise of Iron, and I'm very excited. Also, I made a post on the Game subreddit 2-3 months ago. It read like the scrawlings of a madman, but essentially I claimed that the Gjallarhorn would make a reappearance in the update after the April update. I claimed that it would come back in that update in a way. It would just reappear. Like that's when it would be reintroduced, is the update after April update. The next jump in light after April update. Basically, my reasoning was if you double the maximum light of the year 1 Gjallarhorn, you get 340, and I was kind of poking at like why would 335 be the light level? It doesn't matter if the methodology to get to the answer is wrong, if the answer is right. So fuck it. Tell my math teachers that. Screw that shit. I was right about the Gjallarhorn. I'm super happy about that. But I've got a bit of a gamer boner for this technological evil of Siva and the Fallen. The Fallen are like one of my favorite races in the game. So I'm glad we're not talking about Hive anymore. That's what I'm really happy about. But what do you guys think of this Rise of Iron nonsense? I'll leave a link to one of the trailers on their channel in the description below if you want to go watch that. So that's available for you. I don't think the pre-order is available yet. There are links that go to it, but you can't really do anything on the page. I don't think it's actually done yet. So I'll leave a link in the description for the trailer if you want to go watch that now. Or if you were smart enough and you scrolled down and watched it, then came back and listened to me rant for 15 minutes. I love that. That's it for me. If you enjoy my inane babblings, you can find other videos on the channel. I'm doing a Fallout Far Harbor Let's Play currently. Also doing some Dark Souls 3 co-op with my buddy Kat, who's a veteran. I'm brand new to Dark Souls. It's shenanigans. I also do a bunch of Destiny stuff, you know, usually like Xur and Weekly Reset until the content comes out. But I do other things, so feel free to click around. There's probably something you'll like. I don't know. People don't really like me, but fuck it, whatever. Anyway, Rise of Iron's coming out September 20th, $30, current gen only. Axes, wolves, swords, Siva, nonsense, fun. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment below what you're excited about for fucking Rise of Iron and nonsense like that. I'm gonna go to bed. I've been up for like 4 days. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And until the next video, have a great day, everyone.